My name is Margaret Ann Barton, and I grew up in Orderville, Utah. Orderville was a very small town, about 400 people. It was a wonderful place to grow up. You knew everyone, and my best friend was Ramona Chamberlain. We were best friends from the time we were about in second grade, and we are still best friends, and she lives in Santa Clara now. So we've been best friends for over 80 years. When I was a teenager growing up in Orderville, I went to Valley High School. I loved to participate in everything. I was in the band. I loved to be in the school plays. I loved to go to the dances. I just loved school. Well, when I met June, it was after I was out of high school, and he was out in the valley working, and we were roller skating in the Ward Hall. We all went on Tuesday nights and roller skated, and I saw this new guy. I didn't know who he was. But I found out later that he was who he was, and we were at a dance up in Alton. And my friend that I was dancing with went over and introduced me to him, and he asked me to dance, and that's where it started. We got married in the fall, in October, the 10th of October, and we were married here in St. George in the Temple. June and I loved to go to dances. He was an excellent dancer. And we also loved to go to ball games. We liked to watch the ball games also. Well, our first child was born about over a year after we were married. And she was a beautiful baby, but she had colic a lot, so she was quite cross for a while. But when she didn't have colic, she was so cute. When we were first married, we lived in a basement apartment for a couple of years, and then we built this home. So we've lived here for 69 years, and it was fun because his dad was a carpenter, and June used to help him, and they built the home that we live in today. Our oldest daughter was Karen Barton Losey, and she was always a very caring, concerned person about everyone. Very compassionate, and she still is. Our second daughter, Carol Ann, was a year and a half younger, and she was an excellent student, very meticulous about everything she did, and she did a lot of neat things. Our third child was a son. He was born on my 24th birthday. So he received the name of Russell, which was my maiden name, and he still lives here in the valley. Our fourth child was a daughter, Karma Jean Barton, and she was born in April. She was a beautiful little child also, and at the present time, she and her husband are serving a mission for the LDS Church in Uganda, Africa. Our fifth child was Wyone Barton, and she and Alan have lived in St. George throughout their married life. They have 3 children. We served a mission in Nauvoo, Illinois. We really thought it was just a corner of the celestial kingdom. It was so wonderful. But we were there for 18 months, and while we were there, we served in different buildings. We rotated around. We served in the cultural hall first, and we served there for quite a long time. And that's where they had the plays at night. And we were also in the plays, and we also did a little skit, and we would do it on our tours. When we would give tours, we would do a little skit for the people that came in. We served for about a year almost together, and then he was called to the blacksmith shop, and I went to the Brigham Young home, and also the Coolidge and the Lucy Mack Smith home. I rotated to 2 or 3 different ones. And he was really good in the blacksmith shop. That was right up his alley.
Can you tell me what you love about her?
Oh, everything. Nothing is just I also don't know what to say. Just some one thing, but I certainly love her. Too many things she would like.
My greatest accomplishment I would have to be raising a beautiful family. I feel like it is because they've all done well in their families, and they are now raising beautiful families and parents and grandparents themselves. I'll have to tell you one cute little story that my grandmother, statement that she made once. We lived in the little town of Orderville in southern Utah, about 400 people. Of course, we loved it, and Grandma ran a kind of a hotel and had some cabins, and people stayed in them. And when they were building the Zion Tunnel and the Zion Road, some of the people, they stayed there. Grandma's boarded there. And one week, the wife of one of the men came down and stayed, and she was from Salt Lake, used to city life, and she was just bored to tears. And one day she said to Grandma, "I'd sure hate to live in this dinky little town." And Grandma was one to speak right up, and she said, "Well, I found it doesn't matter so much where you live, it's how you live that counts." So we always think of that when we think of Grandma. It's how you live that counts.